Hello, everyone. Today I'm very excited about our next interview from the ToolSense interview series workshop talks. I'm Jennifer and I'm responsible for the communication at ToolSense. And our guest today is Paul Johnson, Yard Manager at Menard. And then, like always, I would like to introduce Alexander Menafi, CEO and co-founder of ToolSense. Mr. Johnson, perhaps you could tell us a few sentences about yourself and Menard. Where are you based? How many employees do you have? And what solutions do you provide?
Hi, so I'm Paul Johnson. I'm the yard manager of Menard in the UK. So I'm responsible for the maintenance and repairs to all our equipment that we send out on site. We have about 30 pieces of major equipment that we send out. The company has about 80 employees, and about 10 of those are the yard staff. The company itself provides ground improvement solutions for foundations for buildings.
Thank you very much. Then we already come to our first question. Mr. Johnson, how did you first get in touch with TrueSense?
So the Menard Group is quite global, and we all saw the need for a CMMS solution. When we were in the stages of looking for different companies, ToolSense was one of the companies that was on the shortlist. So that's how I think Menard Germany told us about them first, so that's where we got the contact from.
Thank you. And how did you work in asset management, maintenance management, and safety checks prior to ToolSense? And what were maybe
So
the challenges?
yeah, it was a big struggle before this. Everything was paperwork based. The daily inspections done out on site, they were recorded on a piece of paper weekly. Then they would get posted back to the office. Then the office would send them over to the plant yard, and it could sometimes be 2 weeks before we saw even a small fault that had been reported on a daily inspection. So we definitely saw the need to improve that, and ToolSense has helped with that massively.
Thank you. And why did you decide for a partnership with ToolSense? And where do you see the added value that ToolSense can bring?
So initially, when we were doing the shortlist presentations, there was a couple that I'd been involved with. One was point of rental, which just seemed too much too in depth for what we needed. The ToolSense platform looked really sleek. It was easy to use. It wasn't very complicated, so I could see my staff picking it up quite easily. And also, the things that I was told in the demo, I could see, I could visualize how they were going to work for our company, and I could bend our processes to suit what was available in ToolSense. So it seemed to fit quite well for us.
That sounds good. Thank you. And maybe now looking a bit more into the future, what is your vision for the partnership between Menard and ToolSense?
So it's already going really well. But as far as myself in the yard in Menard, my aim is to streamline the whole process from that daily inspection by the operator, and get those jobs done really, as fast as possible, using the ticket system, because that's new to us. Obviously, we couldn't have a ticket system on the paperwork side of things. This is all saving time as well. So everything that we've done so far has saved man hours. And ultimately that's going to save cost as well. So that's where I see us going at the moment.
Awesome. And Mr. Johnson, what are the situations in which ToolSense can help you in your daily operations? Where can you save, maybe time and money with ToolSense?
So we've already saved a lot of time by putting our parts stock inventory onto ToolSense. So that was a big thing for us when they released that module. Before we was doing handwritten notes and Excel files, and when we came around to audit each year, it took 2 to 3 weeks of everybody in the yard counting everything. So that's been a massive time saving for us. And again, like I said, with the recording of the inspections that are done on site as well, it's no longer on paper. The guys on site seem to be picking up the QR code scanning really, really well. And that obviously is logging the ticket immediately with us, which is a massive improvement on 2 weeks of waiting for paperwork. So there are the savings already.
Nice. That already sounds like a great benefit. And Mr. Johnson, where do you see the status quo of digitalization in construction industry? And what do you think could change maybe within the next 10 years?
Obviously, AI is a big thing at the moment, and I think regarding maintenance software, I think it could be good to use that for analysis of breakdowns. I don't see it taking over people or anything like that, but I do see it for the analysis of things. I've noticed on a few pieces of newer equipment that the technology that the companies are using is to kind of like preempt failures. So if they see a problem with a sensor or anything like that, they notify the issue starting before it actually breaks down. So I think that's going to be a big thing in the next few years.
Really interesting. Thank you. And yeah, maybe directing the question to Alexander, would you like to add anything here?
Yeah, I think what's great is that we have a very broad use case here, right? From normal asset management, maintenance management, the inspections, the weekly cabin checks and everything with the car codes, right? IoT and parts. And Paul, what would be interesting for me is like, can you somehow like put a number on like of course it's very rough, very hard to say, but what do you think, how much time is like the Menard UK team saving now with ToolSense, covering all those use cases versus how you were before? What kind
quite
of
a difficult question to answer.
like very roughly, what kind of like magnitude are we talking? Is it like 1 hour, 10 hours, 100 hours?
You could definitely save 1 to 2 hours per day, I would say. Wow. Yeah, the paperwork thing for us was a massive delay. It caused a lot of extra phone calls that are not needed. So that's time that's being saved. It caused, searching for things is so much easier. Not having 5 different Excel files for one purpose. I would say at least an hour a day. At least an hour a day.
For you,
and that's just for me. Probably more so for the rest of the company as well. So. And it like I said, the recording of the faults at the source instantly is helping the operators as well, because things are getting dealt with quicker, so they're much happier as well.
Great. So you would say 1 to 2 hours a day of everybody who works with ToolSense?
Yeah, wow, definitely.
That's awesome.
Great improvement.
Yeah, paperwork is the enemy.
It is.
Absolutely. I mean, that's what we do, right? Go away from Excel, pen and paper, WhatsApp to one proper centralized system, and just having everything on really one glance, the maintenance, the inspections, everything in one app, right? And then combining this with IoT, right? That's what we want to do, is just not only digitize, but also automate. That's the goal.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Then we already reached the end. Thank you very much for this exciting exchange. I was very pleased that you, Mr. Johnson, were here today. And yeah, perhaps we will hear again from each other very soon.
Thank you.